Have you ever worked on a website animation that just felt a little bit off? There is a big chance it was due to the easing. It is the thing behind an animation that can make the difference between something feeling cheap and just not so well done, or polished and really well executed. Today I want to show you guys a tool that we've been working on that is going to help you make animations that fall into that second category. So let's talk a bit about what easing actually is, because every animation has a start and an end point. The easing curve is deciding how your thing moves from point A to point B, sort of the personality behind everything. Maybe it starts very gently and eases, maybe it actually eases only towards the end and it starts in a more punchy way. Or maybe actually your animation moves past its endpoint and then snaps back into the position. The same animation with a different easing curve can have completely different feeling to it. And the way this is visualized is through something called a cubic Bezier. It's a mathematical way of displaying how an element moves from point A to point B on a coordinate grid. So your first coordinate over here is point A, and the second coordinate over here is point B. These two control points decide how the curve behaves, and thus how your animation will move and transition from point A to point B. Again, you're really deciding the personality of the thing here. Your brain actually picks up on all of these differences instantly, because in our real world, nothing moves in a linear way. Things have weight, momentum, and friction. So if things do tend to move in a linear way, it feels robotic. In the 1980s, two of Disney's animators, they wrote a book about the 12 principles of animation. And this is all about how they would make their characters, which were hand-drawn, still move in a way that felt human and alive. And yes, it's an old book, and it was about cartoons. But many of these principles, they still apply to web animations that we're making today. That would be a topic for a whole other video. So if you'd be interested in that, do please leave a comment below, and I'll look into making a video about how these principles apply in today's world of web. Before exploring some more of the features of our tool, I actually want to have a look at some example websites and just have a look at how some popular sites treat animation and easing in their UI. A very popular example, especially for their menu, is Stripe. When navigating between the tabs over here, there is not that much of an expressive ease to it, but there definitely is some ease in-out element to it. So that stuff does settle nicely into its position. It's not a completely linear ease. A linear ease example actually would be the marquee down here. This is an animation that needs to run infinitely, so it should not have a visible end or beginning point. So there should not be any, curvature to the cubic Bezier. So this is actually probably the most common use case for a linear ease. And I think probably also the only place on the web I would use it. Maybe there is one exception that we'll get to later. Down here, for example, we can see the same principle applied to the globe, which is spinning with a linear ease, while the UI elements that move across this path actually have quite a strong ease in and ease out element to it. So they start very slowly, they move across the curve and then sort of settle into place nicely towards the end. Also over here, there's an accordion. And this accordion, again, doesn't have too much of an expressive easing character to it, but it's Stripe, so I don't expect this to feel very alive and crazy. It needs to feel subtle. I actually checked out with Inspect Element, and this one matches a Power 2 in-out ease from GSAP, which we actually have in our tool. I'll show that in a second. And down here, we have this really nice slider, which actually has quite a strong ease out, I'd say. If you pay attention to the left side over here of this animation while I'm switching sides, you actually see that the animation starts with no easing in whatsoever. It starts super fast and then sort of gently eases out towards the end. So that's for Stripe. Now I want to have a look at a second website over here by Louis Paquet and Pierre-Luc Cosette, I believe it is. Sorry if I'm butchering the French name, but last year they launched this beautiful website for Mind Market, which, as you can see, has a very expressive design style to it, as we'll start scrolling as well. But in my opinion, they beautifully mixed a bouncy and playful character with something also very polished and, nothing too crazy. For example, on the reveal of all these list items, you can see that they have a really nice ease out as they settle into their place. But the background element on the button over here, and especially noticeable here on the menu button, has this really cute bounce to it. So there is like a lot of personality in these small elements, but you obviously don't want the major UI elements that need to take care of navigation to have this sort of bouncy and distracting movement to it. So I think they did a really tasteful combination of two different easings over here on this website. And as I'm scrolling over here, you'll also notice that some elements are going to be bouncy and, you know, just feeling very in tune with the visual style of this website. Over here, we have another nice example of a linear ease going on that needs to feel infinite. And actually, I just talked about what the other use case for a linear ease could be, and that is stuff that needs to be synced perfectly to scroll. Right over here, it does feel really smooth as I'm scrolling to it, but that is because the entire website has smooth scroll applied to it. And if you then want to link stuff to your scroll position, like these cards, the best thing is actually to set their easing to be linear so that it like perfectly matches the momentum and speed of the user's scroll. So that would probably, together with a marquee effect over here, be the two only use cases that I ever use a linear ease. For all other things like menu reveals and, well, basically any UI animation that you can come up with, I would apply a nice easing curve that matches the art direction of the website that I'm working on. So let's have a quick look at the easing tool then. Right, I was showing you some quick previews during the introduction, but this easing curve, the cubic Bezier visualization, is nothing new. It's not like we reinvented the wheel. There's many of these editors online. But our power over here is that we have collected over 50 presets and curated our so-called Osmo favorites, as well as we've imported the most popular ones from the basic GSAP ease pack. So I was talking about the Power 2 in-out by Stripe. If you want to use that as a base or maybe just as is for your project and you want to see it in action over here, you can use it. We've taken some of the eases from Figma. So maybe you're working with a designer who has given you a nice prototype and you want to have the exact easing value applied to match their prototype. You can use those values as a starter over here. Same goes for jitter, and we have also included some Google material presets. Our favorites are of course also here on the top. The main one being our Osmo Ease, and this one is actually also applied on our very own website. I think a nice example of that is this testimonial slider over here, where both the animation inside the map as well as the cards rotation, they all use that exact cubic Bezier value. Also here for the menu, it all uses that same distinctive easing that you can now also use for your projects. Now, of course, having all these presets is nice, but maybe you want something custom and bespoke for your own project. Maybe you like this, our Osmo Ease, but you wanted to ease in a little bit more. And you could just simply drag this control point. And as you see, I'm changing the X coordinate of my first handle, and it already is a lot more of a dramatic ease in. Now, this one has an almost vertical line towards the middle. So the major part of the movement will feel almost instant. And then again, it has a really strong ease out to it. Now, there's all sorts of keyboard shortcuts in our tool as well. So you have spacebar to toggle your animation. You can actually add more points to it as well, in case you want to come up with some crazy ease that is not possible with only 2 control points. You can create a custom SVG path and see your animation play over here on the right as a quick preview. Now, of course, this will look horrible, but you can also see it in context over here with some popular interface animations. And I'm going to switch back to a nice ease over here, just for the example. We've been seeing this slider play over here, but we also have an FAQ accordion, also very popular almost on every website. There is a modal element, which has an opacity reveal to it. We have a text reveal over here in the mask, and then we have a button animation that you can also hover in context. So actually, if we had a look at that Mind Market website, the green one, that actually has this really cute bounce to it, which I think is pretty close to this elastic ease, and maybe it should be a little bit more fast, so maybe 0.5 seconds. And now if I'm hovering this button, well, it should be a bit slower, but we can see this super cute bounce to it. So yeah, we think these contextual UI animations as previews are a lot more helpful than a simple box moving from point A to point B, because let's be honest, when do we ever have a simple box moving across your screen? It's not that often. So yeah, then these contextual animations over here can be very, very helpful. And say you actually like an ease, maybe I've taken this relaxed curve that we have and I made it a bit more of a dramatic ease in. And now I want to save this thing. We can actually do that. I'm going to say, hi YouTube. And I can save this to my account. And now every time I'm going to head back into the easing tab, this is going to be ready for me to use. And obviously I can remove it again. Now, all of the easings that you make are available as a cubic Bezier, as long as they have 2 control points. You saw that the moment I'm going to add a 3rd point, Actually, Cubic Bezier does not support that. So then we have to resolve to a GSAP custom ease or a CSS linear equivalent. And then you can simply copy these to your clipboard and then use them in your project however you want. This easing tool is something that we've been working on for some time, and it's available now for free for all of our Osmo members. If you're not yet a member and you'd like to give us a try, you can actually use the code OSMO10, I'll put it in the description as well, for a 10% discount during checkout. Not only does it give you access to this easing tool, but it mainly gives you access to a thing that we call our vault. And this is a collection of currently 168 resources, which is being updated every single week. And it goes from, very practical CSS effects like this glass one. It was uploaded yesterday at the time of recording. And a section transition over here, page transitions. We have very specific UI animations. That stripe navigation that I was showing earlier, actually, we have that available over here. Also perfectly responsive. Same as that sort of cascading parallax slider, we have it available as well. And again, a whole bunch of more things. And if you're curious what people are making with Osmo, we actually have on our website a showcase. If we check that out, we update this basically every single week. And it has some of the nicest websites that we personally come across that also use Osmo resources. For example, this portfolio by Ravi, who used 7 of our resources. You can perfectly see what they've been using and kind of showing how all of these things can be adapted to feel extremely custom and in practice. Now, today's video was more of a quick intro to our easings tool. If you're going to become a member, I look forward to welcoming you in our community. Back onto that Disney principles, if you'd actually like me to make a video about those 12 principles applied to web animations in general, please leave a comment below and I'll actually have a look at making a video that makes sense and to go a bit more in depth, because it's a really interesting topic which has personally helped me a lot when I was starting to learn animation. I think that's it for this video. I'm going to wish you a nice day. Thanks for checking it out, and if you have any questions, let me know below, and otherwise I'll see you in the next video.